Hello everybody, this is a short video to present our analysis of the audience participation that we got going through some questions related to strategy delivery during our presentation on connecting project and strategy management through integrated governance. The event report is as a link there, and you can access the rest of the contents about business integrated governance in the links below. Just to very briefly set the scene, during the presentation we explained a model that people can visualize that connects from business drivers through business purpose to strategy to objectives to delivery entities and back again through a cycle. We suggested that as a model it might sound simple, but when it hits an organization it gets quite messy and complicated, with prioritization challenges, dependency management issues, and a myriad of people and process to try and get this to work through. And we reflected that is it any surprise that strategy delivery is difficult, and the results for strategy delivery documented in many publications aren't particularly very good. Well, if you'd like to hear that preamble, please find the link to the YouTube video below. Within the session, we asked our audience some questions, and they kindly answered on the topics of strategy, clarity and communication, cascading and accountability, prioritization and enablement, control, agility and integration. And this playback covers information and data. When we're probing about information and data, we're really asking if our organizations are providing the data necessary for quick decision making. We prompted our audience with some things to think about. For example, do you have a backbone for objectives beyond a cloud of documents? Can you connect key results to reliable data sources to give them credibility? Do you have a common approach to tracking issues, risks, actions and decisions? Is your reporting very focused on the objectives, or are you looking at lots of key performance indicators that don't really relate directly to strategic accomplishment? Do you provide dashboards to enable accountable people to focus on their objectives and all the information that surround their status, their direction, the delegations, the escalations and all the matters that surround them, that we need to understand to keep on top of them? Well, we got 107 responses. Most of them were yeses or nos. Most people said no, they don't have a technology backbone for objectives. 15 out of 107 said they did. A number didn't know or had something that wasn't used. Some claimed to have something, being one person suggested they had something in development. So a mixed bag, but overall the no's and some stroke sort ofs are in the vast majority. Apart from the plain yeses and nos, we're able to pluck out some themes from the responses. Themes to do with lack of integration or ineffective or unused tools. We've elaborated on that one. Manual process, data quality and reliability issues, and that's very closely connected with inconsistent reporting methods. Siloed information or limited visibility of another kind. A culture of firefighting, insufficient strategic technology planning, and good old change resistance. The first response area then, lack of integration or ineffective or unused tools. Well, why is this an issue? Well, we believe it results in a lack of cohesive data and insights. It can cost us in administration overhead to get on top of what's really happening. Decision making is slow because we have questions arising about information quality that causes pauses. And poor decisions result from incorrect or perhaps even false information. And what do we imply from this? What's our proposition to our audience? Well, we suggest that sponsors of a business change understand their organisation strategy for information and data. What is it? Does it have gaps? Is it great already? Who knows? Leverage existing corporate capabilities for snapshotting and data to underpin your future governance operation. And if you can, automate basic quality checks so that you can find issues with information in the source data before it lands on a dashboard that everyone's looking at, and basically justify some investment in information technology where it's needed. And there are plenty of components in the big model which can guide you on all this. The next response area we'll pick up on is the existence of manual processes. Why is this an issue? Well, manual processes can lead to errors, delays, and increase in workloads, results in a lack of cohesive data and insights. Just like the last answer, admin overhead, slow decision making, poor decisions, all that usual stuff. And once again, our proposition to our audience, combine local practices and common processes for governance into common and integrated operating models, so you know how it all works and can trace it. Use technology where possible to do this, and provide business support and assurance to define, support and operate the governance processes to plug any remaining manual processes together with confidence and assurability. The next response area is just like the last one, really. The issue was data quality and reliability issues, inconsistent reporting methods. Well, again, this can lead to delays, increased workloads, admin overheads, putting it right, decision making slowed. I won't repeat myself. The next response, we combined siloed information and limited visibility. Why are these an issue? Why are they an issue together? Difficulty getting a comprehensive view of objectives and progress will stop us making the right decisions about our strategy and strategic goals, as that can lead to confusion about priorities and resource allocation as well as other things. What we proposed to our audience was that yes, we can support, let's still support silos with their local tool needs, but insist that common information or information that's needed for integrated or any other kind of governance is shared and contained within a data repository that has a known quality, because we can run automated checks, and it's traceable. We know where it comes from. And to achieve this, we provide business support and assurance where needed. And again, there's plenty to describe what that might look like within the big body of knowledge. The next response area was around firefighting culture. In my own experience, there are two cultures. One culture that is confident, anticipating and managing risks and avoiding firefights, and a culture that enjoys the thrill of solving problems and doesn't anticipate and isn't very good with risk management. So whichever yours is, why is this an issue? Constant fires clearly suggest operational defect and suggest maybe even lack of strategic ability or lack of balance between how people are bonused, between looking forwards and dealing with targets today. Either way, focus on only today's problems doesn't allow us to address opportunities for tomorrow. Our proposition to our audience was to identify firefighting culture, or aspects of it at least, as a strategic risk, identify root causes and attempt to resolve them. Support managers in acquiring strategic capability and even look at their bonus schemes, so we bonus them for achieving strategic objectives just as much as their own tactical business performance. And we provide business support and assurance to enable us to focus on balancing change, business as usual, and value creation activity, all of which has elements to support it within the big body of knowledge. The next item refers to insufficient strategic planning for technology, not strategy planning itself. Why is this an issue? It's the same issue as to do with data quality issues previously, lack of cohesive data insights, resultant admin overhead, slower decision making, poor decisions, all that stuff. And our proposition to our audience was to update the corporate information model and clarify where you have weaknesses and risks. Review with respect to strategic needs for information to support integrated governance operation. Revise data, information and technology roadmap accordingly. What do we really need to operate integrated governance? And finally, revise our fundamental information and data capabilities where needed. For example, do we have data integration capability? Do we have data warehouse? Do we have corporate management information capabilities, common risk capabilities, common planning capabilities, etc.? The last response today was related to change resistance around information technology. Why is this an issue? Well, there's an obvious impact on the overall effectiveness and key results and their use in holding people to account, and resultant inability to steer and redirect strategic objectives. What do we suggest to our audience? Well, engage with stakeholders on the current state of your information systems and on what the process of change needs to be. Provide leadership drive, example setting and behaviour change to pull through the changes that are needed rather than impose them. Fund business support and assurance to make this change as smooth as possible. So on this question of 100 and something responses and the 4 other questions before it, we've identified lots of common issues. Lots and lots and lots that present clear themes and clearly resonate with people. Can you use them to help your stakeholders understand their current position and whether that's a good thing or a bad thing for them? And can you help them to see how those pains aren't really acceptable if you want to be effective at driving your business strategy? And can you inspire them to want to do something about it? So in a nutshell, let me offer you business integrated governance as the framework to integrate from purpose to vision and strategy and beyond. It cuts across business as usual, value creation, as well as our change delivery activities. And the big body of knowledge contains concepts, principles, components, a life cycle, and plenty of resources in the appendix that enable you to build your capability with.